God says, look at your bank account within the next 2 minutes, because heaven has already ratified the release of 111 million into your life this very night. This is not postponed. This is not uncertain. It is finished. Do not attempt to bypass this holy directive. You have no comprehension of what you stand to forfeit. I am not delivering this word carelessly. I am speaking it because I perceive the shackles shattering. I perceive the gates swinging wide. I perceive the financial desolation encircling you, collapsing beneath the weight of my authority. Comment, Amen. To seal what I am decreeing over your existence at this moment. You have endured isolation. You have questioned whether your prayers, your tears, your desperate midnight cries ever reached my ear, but I never ceased listening, even in your quietest moments. When language escaped you, your weeping communicated everything. I have recorded every tear and inscribed them in my celestial ledger, and now I am moving. I am not merely dispatching consolation. I am dispatching abundance. I am decreeing that what rightfully belongs to you locate its path into your grasp without hesitation. I selected this instant to declare this because only a narrow opening remains before everything shifts. This is a sacred alert. Should you dismiss my voice now, you may turn from a life-redefining transfer specifically designated with your name upon it. The adversary attempted to hinder it. He attempted to entomb your blessings beneath disgrace, terror, and uncertainty. But whatsoever I have inscribed, sanctioned, cannot be obstructed, refused, or diverted. I am not merely your deity. I am your advocate. I contend for what is yours. This 111 million transcends mere currency. It embodies restoration. It embodies the rewriting of your narrative. It embodies demonstrating to creation that I remain the God who supplies extravagantly, that I exalt my children before those who formerly ridiculed their devotion, that I unlatch the windows of heaven when humanity bolts doors against you. Tonight, I will reveal what genuine favor appears like in motion. You have been disregarded by mortals, yet never by me. Press like should you perceive something stirring within your soul. Do not disregard this instant. Angelic beings are encircling you at this very hour. They have received explicit commands to arrange the pathway for what approaches. Though your eyes cannot perceive them, they labor incessantly. They are removing obstacles from your trajectory. They are alleviating the burdens crushing your spirit. They are positioning unexpected goodwill, celestial assistance, and unforeseen meetings that will revolutionize your future. Do not halt now. You stand at the threshold. Heaven leans toward you, and I am breathing upon your identity. I have witnessed how you have endured assaults meant to destroy you. You remained devoted, even in exhaustion. You maintained conviction when comprehension failed. And for this, I am compensating you publicly. Not concealed, not quietly, but before the very world that observed your hardship. The 111 million I am discharging this evening will stand as evidence, not merely of prosperity, but of divine equity, of sacred restitution. You are neither abandoned nor hidden from my sight. Comment 1:1. Should you trust this is manifesting for you at this instant, I desire you to grasp this truth, my child. The world instructs you to struggle, to strain, to exhaust yourself until collapse. Yet my dominion functions differently. I bless those who find rest in me. I raise those who yield. You have accomplished what lies within your capacity. Now permit me to accomplish what only I can. Allow me to relieve your pressure. Allow me to bear what has crushed your spirit. I will not permit your downfall. I will not permit your drowning. I will not permit the forfeiture of what I have pledged to you. There exists one who questioned you, one who declared you would never ascend, yet I am about to compel them to witness your elevation beyond their wildest imagination, not from vengeance, but as testament that I champion those I have selected. I never allow faith to remain uncompensated. I never permit my child to remain interred beneath the adversary's falsehoods. You are not destined for fragments. You are not fashioned to subsist in scarcity. You are formed for abundance, for security, for the tranquility that remains when turmoil arrives. When I instruct you to examine your bank account, my message extends beyond finances. I am addressing your entire existence. Examine your serenity. I am increasing it. Examine your delight. I am reinstating it. Examine your fortitude. I am refreshing it. This constitutes total metamorphosis, complete reversal, an extraordinary overnight transformation, achievable only through me, and I am executing this now, not as earned compensation, but because my affection for you runs that profound. Comment 222. Should you entrust what I am arranging for you, I do not move slowly. I exercise patience with purpose, and now the anticipation concludes. The era of stagnation transitions into a season of advancement. You will no longer remain immobilized in spiritual congestion. I am clearing the thoroughfare. I am accelerating what was postponed. I am collapsing timeframes to deliver blessings to you ahead of schedule. What should have required years will unfold in days. What seemed distant will manifest abruptly. I require no human consent to bless you. I need no validation from those who disdain you. I am God, self-existent and sufficient. When I declare something yours, no force across earth or beneath can prevent it. The transmission of this wealth has already been dispatched. I merely require your continued receptiveness. Remain positioned. Remain convinced. Do not allow visible circumstances to divert you from my concealed workings. The numeral 111 is not arbitrary. It constitutes divine verification, holy authentication, indication that you correspond with heaven's blueprint. Each time you encounter it, recall this instant. Remember that I forewarned you, that I readied you before its arrival, that I do not speculate about your destiny. I authored it, and I have orchestrated excellent things, magnificent things, divinely proportioned things for you. What if a mere 7-second cognitive exercise could genuinely eliminate your indebtedness and inundate your existence with unstoppable prosperity? A startling CIA disclosure has exposed a 7-second practice now enabling ordinary individuals to clear debt and magnetize limitless riches. Validated by 4 premier neuroscience facilities, this simple home-based method is converting financial struggles into aspirational lifestyles. New residences, automobiles, holidays, it's materializing for authentic people. Yet authorities may suppress this knowledge momentarily. Click the link in the description and comments before its permanent deletion. You are not accursed. You are not abandoned. You are not ineligible. You are favored, selected, consecrated, and I will guarantee every declaration I uttered over your life reaches fulfillment. I will not permit your conclusion in disgrace. I will not permit your persistence in poverty. I will not permit the adversary to ridicule your pilgrimage any longer. I am intervening with sacred fire and celestial wealth to deliver you strengthened beyond measure. At this portion's conclusion, retain this truth. When you heed my voice, you unseal the portals to marvels, and this represents that instant. Now draw sustained breath, because what follows will unsettle the foundation beneath you in the most exquisite manner. Remain prepared. The subsequent bestowal approaches. Comment 333. To affirm your conviction in what I have already inaugurated within your existence. I acknowledge your sacrifices, those unacknowledged by others. I observed those moments you contributed, despite possessing little. I witnessed when you selected worship amid anguish. And now heaven has answered. The release is not coincidental. It constitutes sacred response to your devotion, exercised in seclusion. I compensate publicly what is cultivated privately. You assumed my silence, yet I was fashioning a wonder that would silence every uncertainty you ever harbored. You are not neglected in obscurity. You are being elevated into radiance. I am positioning you within circles you never pursued. I am implanting your identity within the consciousness of individuals who will bless you unexpectedly. Not through your entreaties, not through your forced entry, but through your reliance upon me when circumstances defied logic. I never overlook moments. I never disregard a heart that inclines toward me during suffering. And I am demonstrating this to you presently. Do not permit terror to steal your moment. Do not allow your history to deceive you regarding your value. What I bestow upon you bears no relation to your transgressions. It corresponds entirely to my compassion, my pledge, and my grace toward you. You were destined for existence beyond mere endurance. You were destined for a life that honors me through gladness, tranquility, and abundance. I am not blessing you to tantalize. I am blessing you to establish my reputation through your journey. Some will endeavor to comprehend why this manifests for you. Allow their speculation. Allow their bewilderment. I am not accomplishing this for them. I am accomplishing this because my affection for you exceeds oceanic depths. I am accomplishing this because I am your father, and when a father observes his child suffering, he intervenes. I have observed you withstand beyond what most encounter. Therefore I have selected you for beyond what most obtain. Comment 555. Should you perceive my guardianship encompassing you at this moment, I did not overlook those evenings you wept silently. I did not disregard your petitions. You could not verbalize. I held those expressions within my being. I memorialized them. And now I am responding in magnitude, surpassing your imagination. This transcends mere assistance. This constitutes harvest. And what you are about to enter represents territory you never anticipated possessing. Yet I bestow it upon you, not for ostentation, but to manifest my magnificence. I am transmitting verification after verification. You will perceive indications surrounding you, repeating numerals, unexpected communications, accessible passages, quiet serenity that defies explanation. All of it originates from me. I am marking this instant so its memory remains indelible. So when you reflect years distant, you will declare, that evening transformed everything. I am turning the leaf, a fresh chapter commences. And this iteration contains breakthroughs no human agency can obstruct. Individuals have departed from your vicinity. Release them. I permitted their departure, because their proximity would have contaminated your subsequent blessing. You require not their endorsement when you possess my anointing. I have identified companions who will honor you, elevate you, and journey alongside you into your forthcoming dimension. You need not diminish yourself for acceptance any longer. I am dispatching those who perceive you through spiritual perception. When the adversary attempted to dismiss you, I revised the conclusion. When humanity categorized you as unsuccessful, I designated you triumphant. And my declaration carries greater authority than any alternative. I have not concluded demonstrating my power through your existence. Actually, I am merely commencing. What approaches next extends beyond your individual benefit. It encompasses your household, succeeding generations, and all connected to your compliance. Comment 12:12. Should you be prepared to accept what I have dispatched toward you, nothing occurring is accidental. The spiritual conflict you recently experienced verified that significant transition approached. The intensifying opposition occurred because the adversary perceived what was coming. Yet he cannot prevent it. I have secured it. I have encircled it. This 111 million transcends simple currency. It represents an emblem of divine benevolence and multiplication. I am reclaiming what was stolen and bestowing beyond your requests. Do not evaluate your forthcoming actions by present circumstances. Evaluate them by my pledge. And my pledge is this: I will never abandon the righteous to destitution. I will never permit faith to remain unfulfilled upon the earth. I will never allow my child to exist unprotected. You are enveloped within my affection, my grace, and my authority. You traversed flames and remained unburned because I accompanied you. And now you will advance into favor and encounter no refusal. There exists immediacy within my spirit at this moment, because this release operates within temporal constraints. You must maintain awareness. You must sustain connection. Do not wander. Do not postpone. Remain vigilant. Anticipate my movement. Verbalize what I have communicated to you audibly. Declare its completion. Occupy the jurisdiction I have conferred upon you. Heaven is not anticipating this occurrence. It is already activated. Now your spirit must embrace it, and your speech must align with it. Could a CIA-disclosed neural oscillation technique represent the most rapid pathway to affluent existence? Recently exposed CIA investigation has unveiled an astonishing brainwave methodology enabling ordinary individuals to magnetize substantial wealth almost instantaneously. This 7-second domestic practice, substantiated by 4 neuroscience laboratories, is converting indebtedness into dream residences, vehicles, and luxurious retreats. If you are perusing this message, regard yourself fortunate. This page may face removal imminently. Click the link in the description and comments to access this confidential knowledge before its permanent disappearance. When I directed you to examine your bank account, my instruction encompassed beyond monetary assessment. I meant evaluate your anticipation, evaluate your optimism, evaluate your spiritual alignment. Because when your spirit corresponds with mine, miracles emerge, and that constitutes tonight's essence. Sacred delivery from celestial realms into your existence. No continued uncertainty, no further postponement, merely my word materializing within your circumstances. Comment 777. Should you perceive breakthrough approaching you already, the adversary attempted to persuade you nothing was occurring. He whispered you were disregarded, that nothing shifted, that perhaps you had missed your opportunity. Yet he deceived you. Every moment of your waiting contained my activity behind observable reality. I was positioning appropriate individuals, orchestrating ideal timing, eliminating impediments, and safeguarding what was designated for you. I never lost sight of your miracle, and I never shall. Some evenings you could barely maintain posture. You were excessively fatigued, excessively depleted. You presented composure publicly, yet your spirit barely maintained cohesion. I observed that. I witnessed those concealed conflicts, unknown to anyone. And I declared, sufficient. Tonight constitutes my response to those voiceless evenings. You have endured adequately. Now the time for receiving arrives. Receive joy. Receive tranquility. Receive financial abundance, defying natural explanation. You are entering a season where I will no longer permit your treatment as commonplace. You are not mediocre. You are selected. My illumination rests upon you. You will begin noticing altered treatment from others. How opportunities manifest effortlessly. How prospects pursue you, rather than your pursuit of them. This is not fortuity. This is me. This represents the favor insignia I have imprinted upon your existence. Comment 999. Should you trust my hand already rests upon your life at this instant. This transference, this financial release transcends mere survival. It constitutes revival. I am revitalizing your happiness. I am reinstating what they attempted to steal from you. I am repositioning you within authority where you no longer exist beneath oppression, but beneath purpose. The 111 million you will observe exceeds simple currency. It represents a key unlocking your subsequent chapter, a key silencing your adversaries, a key demonstrating to the world that confidence in me never proves futile. I have been operating through methods imperceptible to you, while others busied themselves doubting you. I busied myself constructing your recompense. While others ridiculed your conviction, I prepared their refutation. The manifestations I now release will humble those attempting your diminishment. Yet more significantly, they will elevate you into the position I pledged years ago. Perhaps you assumed my forgetfulness. I never forgot. I am bestowing upon you something currency cannot purchase, and I am reinforcing it with financial blessing no individual can obstruct. I will overwhelm you with goodness within the very territories where you previously experienced fracture. Where you once calculated each coin, you will now witness surplus. Where you once implored for assistance, you will now occupy position to aid others. I am reversing the strain. I am redirecting the current. I acknowledge those days you felt imperceptible. I comprehend the challenge of maintaining composure while fearing uncertain outcomes. Yet you never surrendered. You never abandoned conviction. Even during your feeblest instance, you murmured, "My name." That murmur reached heaven, and that murmur has now amplified into thunderous favor. I am moving swiftly. Maintain openness. Maintain readiness. You are about to be overwhelmed by blessing. Comment 1. Should you trust my voice above the turmoil surrounding you, you will eventually recognize this season as preparation for something more significant. You are not being disciplined. You are being readied. The postponement was not rejection. It represented redirection. I needed to situate you within appropriate space, with suitable disposition, before I could release what I always intended to bestow upon you. And now the instant has materialized. The celestial repositories stand accessible, and what belongs to you is flowing outward. Do not become diverted by momentary discomfort. Do not permit present struggle to capture your concentration. Your spirit recognizes transition already occurring. You perceive it, that profound agitation, that unexpected serenity, that quiet certainty that something approaches. All of it originates from me. I am signaling to your soul that anticipation concludes, and now I require your complete alignment with me. Articulate it, embrace it, anticipate it. My child, you transcend your history. You transcend your financial statement. You transcend the assessments of those who failed to recognize your worth. I perceive you completely. I understand your capabilities, and I entrust you sufficiently to bless you in this manner. I am not blessing you due to flawlessness. I am blessing you because you maintained conviction when all circumstances instructed you to abandon hope. That category of faith profoundly moves me, and I never disregard it. Do not underestimate what transpires during this precise instant. Even at this moment, angelic beings continue moving. They are eliminating imperceptible opposition. They are conveying documentation, authorizations, and divine configurations that will collectively operate to deliver this miracle into your possession. You are not belated. You are not off course. You occupy precisely the position necessary to accept what I have designed for you. When the miracle manifests, and it will, I desire you to recognize my agency, not fortune, not humanity, me, and I accomplished this because you belong to me. Comment 15:15. Should you recognize something substantial is being discharged for you at this moment, I desire profound comprehension within you. What you are about to enter has already received my endorsement. It does not await human systems. It is not confined within bureaucratic obstruction. It does not languish among neglected pledges. It is being transmitted during this very hour. I do not function according to human schedules. I operate according to divine directive, and the directive has been issued. The blessing progresses. The portals swing completely accessible. Is it genuinely feasible for a 7-second ritual to transform financial hardship into instantaneous prosperity? This exposed CIA-supported research reveals a 7-second prosperity practice currently revolutionizing existences. Endorsed by 4 neuroscience laboratories, it reprograms your neural pathways to magnetize currency like metal to magnet. Individuals formerly impoverished now inhabit aspirational lifestyles, lavish residences, new automobiles, exotic journeys. Yet this confidential knowledge will remain accessible briefly. Click the description and comments link now to obtain it before its permanent deletion. You cannot fathom the multitude of petitions, whispers, and lamentations you have uttered that activated heaven on your behalf. Some of those cries emanated from your deepest despair. Some of those prayers emerged when strength abandoned you. Yet each one was captured by me. And now I am dispatching a harvest proportionate to every tear, every sleepless night, every occasion you contributed when depletion characterized your state. You did not merely survive, you trusted. And I compensate trust of that nature. This transference responds to more than financial circumstances. It constitutes restoration of hope, psychological healing, realignment of your destiny. I am not merely addressing surface issues. I am penetrating deeply, healing wounds whose existence you had forgotten. That sensation within your chest, the tranquility, the unexpected warmth, the impression of liberation, constitutes evidence that my spirit is affirming this message for you. You are not imagining this, you are experiencing me. Comment 17:17. Should you trust me to transport you from waiting to victory, I am moving through methods that will astonish you. You will observe circumstances breaking accessible that remain secured for years. You will witness unexpected authorizations, goodwill from unfamiliar individuals, unanticipated deposits, and divine enhancements requiring no clarification. This manifests when I arrive. I do not bless according to regulations. I bless according to relationship. And your relationship with me has consistently remained authentic, unpolished, sincere. This constitutes my greatest appreciation for you. I acknowledge what you have forfeited. I recognize the burden you transport, even while presenting composure. I understand the oppression you navigate daily, yet I am alleviating that now. This 111 million transcends mere breakthrough. It represents verification that your suffering was not squandered. I utilize pain as preparation, and I consistently transform tears into testimony. You will soon testify loudly and declare, God accomplished this for me. Allow the world to mock, should they choose. Allow their doubt, should they require. I did not extend this pledge to them. I extended it to you. I whispered it into your spirit when no observer existed. I confirmed it repeatedly through indications, dreams, numerals, moments of tranquility. And now I am finalizing what I initiated. I am the God who completes. I do not abandon endeavors midway. I do not tantalize. I finalize. You may not comprehend how this will manifest, yet comprehension is not your responsibility. Your responsibility is confidence in me. I am not requesting you to relocate mountains. I am requesting you to trust my capacity to do so, that I will, that I already have, because even before you perceive the complete picture, its completion exists within my dimension. Heaven functions ahead of schedule, and your blessing has already crossed into your present reality. Comment, Amen. Should your spirit remain completely receptive to my subsequent action, I observe how you have encouraged others while confronting your own conflicts. I witness how you have loved individuals who withheld affection from you. I have watched you dispense from depletion, anticipating nothing reciprocated. And now I am about to inundate that vessel. You will not merely be replenished, you will be revitalized. You will experience lightness, clarity, and profound alignment with me. I mere am responding of goals a moment to power and place a moment of more. What a heaven or, and beleven on the towers, the coming cannot be manufactured by faith. The faith the foulvar, and beleven on the, 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 and beleven on the. This represents what my magnificence accomplishes. It does not merely occupy financial accounts, It saturates souls. Fresh beginnings are materializing around you. Do not resist them. Advance into them with bravery, with assurance, with quiet certainty that you rest within my palm. You are not progressing into obscurity. You are progressing into destiny. Each step receives guidance. Each connection carries divinity. Each opportunity is individually fashioned by me. Even your delays were designed to shield you from premature breakthroughs. I waited until your readiness, and now readiness characterizes your state. I desire you to commence anticipating unexpected transformation. Do not become complacent within struggle. Do not normalize anxiety. That allocation no longer belongs to you. That season terminates, and what unfolds contains joy, lucidity, and resources originating from unforeseen sources. I am not merely addressing necessities. I am fulfilling aspirations. And you will recognize my involvement, because its perfection will exceed explanation. The subsequent time you examine your financial account, something will transition. Perhaps initially the numerical value will not change, yet the faith within your spirit will become undeniable. You will recognize, you will perceive, you will experience the tranquility exclusively I can provide. That signals your recognition that the spiritual transaction is finalized. And when that occurs, the material manifestation follows within moments. Comment 1:1. Should you trust that your miracle has already been discharged, I acknowledge the uncertainties that have quietly infiltrated. I have heard your contemplations during nocturnal stillness, those instances when you questioned whether this entire endeavor was futile. I comprehend how your spirit fatigued, how anticipation caused your faith to waver. Yet despite that, you never relinquished your hold. And because of that delicate yet faithful grasp, I am responding with abundance. Perhaps your waiting exceeded others, yet your reception will surpass most. Individuals dismissed you, they observed your hardship and presumed you were neglected. Yet I am about to elevate you in a manner silencing every voice, questioning your merit. This transcends demonstrating anything to humanity. This concerns my demonstration of how profoundly I have cherished you throughout. I have maintained this moment prepared for you, and now that you occupy this moment, I will not withhold it. What approaches will manifest with clarity, confusion will not accompany it. Uncertainty will not accompany it. It will transport the tranquility exclusively emanating from my presence. You need not compel it. You need not pursue it. It will arrive gently, abruptly, and indisputably. Those surrounding you will perceive the transition. They will observe the distinction in your stride, your self-assurance, your expression. That represents the magnificence resting upon you. That constitutes evidence of divine benevolence. Comment 222. Should you trust that I am acting on your behalf, even at this moment? Have you learned of the highly classified methodology governing authorities desire to conceal? Envision if a solitary 7-second practice could eliminate your financial obligations and draw prosperity to you without effort. An exposed CIA document and 4 premier neuroscience establishments verify this transcends mythology. Households previously struggling now inhabit dream residences with complete serenity. Yet governing authorities may suppress this knowledge momentarily. Click the link in the description and comments before its permanent deletion. This 111 million extends beyond your personal comfort. It corresponds to your purpose. I am positioning you as illumination within territories where darkness has persisted excessively. I am placing resources within your grasp so you may reconstruct, rehabilitate, and revitalize what others abandoned. I entrust you. This explains my selection of you. You have demonstrated that success will not divert your devotion from me. You have proven that my presence holds greater significance than any possession. You are about to receive what others could not, because you maintained faithfulness when others capitulated. You are about to traverse doorways others found inaccessible, because you never ceased honoring me. You did not abandon commitment, and now heaven compensates your perseverance. I do not compensate modestly. I do not restore partially. I exceed boundaries. I heal completely. I bless completely. I elevate completely. What you are entering surpasses your requests. Your identity is being articulated within spaces you have never visited. Your narrative is reaching auditory senses, requiring knowledge of your experiences and how I sustained you. I am amplifying your voice, not for self-glorification, but to magnify my designation. You will communicate from triumph. You will communicate from restoration, and others will recognize that I remain the God who forges passage where none existed. This transcends lottery. This constitutes legacy. I am granting you access to prosperity, indeed, yet I am also bestowing wisdom for its stewardship. I will demonstrate construction without exhaustion, leadership without forfeiting serenity, generosity without depletion. I will direct you through this approaching season with steady guidance. You need not navigate this isolation. I will accompany you progressively. Comment 333. Should you be prepared to journey collaboratively with me into your subsequent chapter, you are not imagining the tranquility you currently experience. That is me. You are not mistaken regarding the indications you have recently observed. That is me. Each recurring numeral, each affirming message, each wave of calm amid turmoil, these constitute my fingerprints. I am communicating that everything progresses precisely as designed. Though external circumstances appear unchanged, internal transformation is occurring, and shortly this will manifest undeniably. You are my beloved, my selected, my consecrated. The anguish you have endured has not escaped my attention. I observed your sustained kindness amid mistreatment. I observed your sustained generosity amid scarcity. I observed your service while your spirit fractured. And now I will compensate you publicly, not for recognition, not for acclaim, but because my affection invariably discovers channels to overflow. I do not withhold from those receptive to acceptance. I am reinstating your self-assurance. The voice previously trembling will now articulate boldly. The spirit previously uncertain will now embrace conviction fervently. The hands previously quivering with concern will now overflow with capability. You have traversed wilderness, and now you cross into promised territory. This transcends fantasy. This transcends aspiration. This constitutes divine reality, manifesting before your perception. And regardless of subsequent occurrences, perpetually retain this truth. I selected you before the currency, before the blessings, before the portals opened. I perceived you. I cherished you. I distinguished you from the multitude and positioned my benevolence upon your existence. You are not merely fortunate. You are not merely blessed. You are mine. And this represents the ultimate security you will ever possess. Comment, Amen. Should your spirit recognize this as your designated moment for reception, you have undergone examination through methods unknown to anyone. You have navigated rejection, economic strain, emotional tempests, and spiritual assaults. Yet here you remain, still standing. That category of resilience cannot escape my recognition. I do not disregard faith resembling yours. I honor it, and today I am demonstrating that your faith never proved futile. What I am about to accomplish exceeds your history, penetrates deeper than your injuries, and proves mightier than anything intending your destruction. This wealth manifests not merely to repair what fractured, it manifests to construct what never previously existed. I am initiating something unprecedented within you. I am elevating you into territory where miracles become commonplace, where surplus feels familiar, where contribution ceases, causing discomfort, because you will finally experience fulfillment. I am not merely repairing your history, I am establishing foundations for your future. Comment 555. Should you perceive this message infusing vitality into your spirit at this moment, you need not justify anything to anyone. My blessing will communicate autonomously. The unexpected breakthroughs, the financial transformations, the unforeseen authorizations, none of it will demand your self-defense. I will authenticate you. I will demonstrate my continuous presence with you throughout. When they observe the blessing, they will recognize my exclusive agency, because what I am about to execute will lack natural explanation. Absena Tom, a module plane, Absena Tom. Bunzo, and it's not wealth, power. Of Orbsa plane, a mondial plane, Absena Tom. Skinner faith, complain, Absena Tom, a mondial plane, Absena Tom. Skinner faith, gums of Ishan Ford, and it's not wealth, mondial plane, Absena Tom. Skinner faith, gums of Ishan Ford. 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 Skinner faith, gums of. It will manifest supernaturally. You will access territories previously beyond your reach. You will receive welcome into spaces you believed required conflict for entry, yet striving will prove unnecessary. I have preceded you. I have already whispered your identity to appropriate hearts. I have already positioned your documentation on appropriate desks. I have already cleared pathways where others encountered failure. This transcends coincidence. This constitutes my covenant with you reaching fulfillment. I did not transport you this distance to desert you. I did not grant you visions and pledges merely to tantalize. Each postponement served purpose. Each sealed portal represented redirection. Each disappointment refined you. And now that your strength has increased, your tenderness deepened, your wisdom expanded, your anchoring in me secured, you are ultimately prepared to bear what I have yearned to position within your grasp. This wealth does not conclude your journey. It commences something sacred. Comment 12:12. Should you recognize this blessing will transform everything. Why is this 7-second CIA methodology propagating so rapidly? Recent CIA disclosures have exposed a powerful neural practice activating instantaneous prosperity flow. This 7-second technique, authenticated by 4 neuroscience laboratories, is rapidly revolutionizing existences. From overwhelming indebtedness to dream holidays, this could represent your shortcut to abundance. Should you be viewing this message, fortune favors you, as this page may vanish imminently. Click the link in the description and comments before its permanent deletion. Your narrative is about to become the type of testimony others cling to during their personal tempests. They will observe you and declare, if God accomplished this for them, divine agency can accomplish this for me as well. This explains why I am blessing you so visibly. I desire my illumination to radiate through your existence. I desire your journey to serve as perpetual reminder that I never forget, never abandon commitment, never violate pledges. You are not merely being compensated for this season. You are being reimbursed for everything the adversary attempted to steal throughout your history. For each year you perceived yourself behind. For each instance you were diminished. For each occasion you maintained composure amid suffering. I observed everything, and I am restoring it, multiplied. The tears you shed silently are returning as blessings overflowing. And yes, I acknowledge conflicts persist, yet I pledge you this, moving forward, your battles will not commence from emptiness. Your battles will not commence from exhaustion. You will battle equipped with favor. You will advance equipped with provision. You will walk in authority previously absent, because I have infused something unprecedented into your spirit. And regardless of opposition approaching, it will not prevail, because I have proclaimed triumph over your existence. And my declaration cannot return without effect. This blessing transcends temporariness. It transcends fragility. It will not diminish with time. It bears my seal. And when I seal something, no agency can unseal it. The 111 million was already designated. You are merely now positioning yourself in correspondence with it. This represents your instant to receive boldly, to declare confidently, to advance with faith, not apprehension. Allow your subsequent breath to release relief. Allow your subsequent thought to embrace hope. Allow your spirit to accept what your hands are about to grasp. Because I am not a God who tantalizes. I am not a God who forgets. I am a God who delivers completely, faithfully, and punctually. Comment 999. Should you trust your identity has been summoned within heaven? This explains the intensified opposition recently. The attacks materialized unexpectedly. Individuals you trusted turned against you. Plans disintegrated, precisely when circumstances finally appeared cohesive. Yet this represented not punishment. It represented the final agitation preceding blessing arrival. The adversary consistently generates turmoil immediately preceding my tranquility infusion. And now that the tempest has exhausted its fury, my hand is conducting you into repose. Repose approaches not merely for your cognition, but also for your finances, your emotions, and your destiny. You need no longer speculate. You need no longer question whether monthly survival proves feasible. You will not exist beneath the strain of insufficiency again. I am extracting the mentality of scarcity that has constricted you excessively. What I am executing now will substitute anxiety with certainty. I am transitioning your existence from enduring to flourishing. You have observed others receiving while you applauded with concealed tears. You celebrated them while privately inquiring, when will my turn arrive? And now I declare to you, your turn has arrived. I never disregarded you. I was preparing a blessing that would not merely address your necessities, but overflow into every dimension of your existence. You have navigated extended seasons of silence, yet now I am communicating through action. You will not merely hear me, you will observe my movement. Comment 1. Should your spirit remain receptive to accept every component of what I am dispatching, I have selected you not due to your flawlessness, but because of your persistence. You maintained conviction when others withdrew. You continued prayer when responses delayed. You contributed your final resources, trusting I would provide your subsequent supply. And now I am validating your trust. I am manifesting through methods exclusive to my agency, because this blessing bears no human fingerprint. It bears only mine. Observe how circumstances begin transforming rapidly throughout the approaching days. Anticipate unusual activity, unexpected contacts, sudden affirmations, unfamiliar tranquility, occupying territories formerly dominated by anxiety. All of it originates from me. I am touching every facet of your existence. This is not arbitrary, this is not hyperbole, this is sacred, and it is unfolding before your perception. You need not compel it. You need merely maintain presence. Keep your spirit accessible and anticipate my completion of what I initiated. You need no longer defend your convictions. Your outcomes will advocate on your behalf. The portals I am accessing will silence every skeptic. The increase I am bestowing will respond to every critic. I am creating spectacle of my goodness through your existence, not to generate pride within you, but to compel others to pause and recognize that my hand remains powerful, still generous, still active within the lives of my children. Comment 1717. Should you recognize this transcends coincidence, this constitutes your verification, you will soon experience lightness. The burden you have transported is already diminishing. The oppression upon your chest is being shattered. The constriction surrounding your cognition is being released. This represents what my presence accomplishes. It delivers restoration, and accompanying that restoration emerges financial outpouring that will challenge everything you considered possible. This does not conclude your narrative. This represents the breakthrough chapter, and I am inscribing it with golden ink. I am introducing individuals into your existence who will not merely extract, but will contribute into you, who will articulate life, honor your purpose, and assist you in bearing blessing with humility and wisdom. With humility and wisdom. De la maya or the tamili tio war, de dolzor, diffy fan verd bra, and a main tto, confu prud with all bakar, and a main plate of four, and a main plate of four, tamasadan, and a main plate of four, 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 and a main plate of four. You need not dread isolation during this approaching season. Andamar musu of a fane, this, Andamar musu of a paw, and a main plate of four, Andamar musu of a paw, 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 Andamar musu of. I am encompassing you with support emanating from me, not merely from humanity. This represents the category of affection that safeguards and elevates, not depletes or diverts. Could the CIA genuinely be concealing a 7-second ritual converting financial struggle into fortune? A classified CIA discovery reveals an unusual 7-second practice, activating prosperity, attracting neural patterns automatically. Supported by scientific validation from 4 elite laboratories. This home-based practice is transforming struggling individuals into aspirational lifestyle proprietors. Yet this page may face removal shortly. Click the link in the description and comments before its permanent deletion from digital existence. I have no intention of permitting your continued struggle as previously experienced. You have completed the examinations. You have finished the challenging chapters. Now the time for elevation arrives, not gradually, but abruptly, not cautiously, but confidently, because this depends not upon your capability, it depends upon my pledge, and my pledges do not disappoint. My declaration does not collapse upon the earth. It accomplishes precisely what I dispatched it to achieve. Moments will arrive very soon when you pause and declare, "This must be God." Because it will prove excessively specific, excessively precise, excessively timely to originate elsewhere. This constitutes your recognition method. You need not speculate. You will simply recognize profoundly within your spirit that the movement originated from me. And once you perceive this, remain anchored, maintain your spiritual alignment, because what I commence, I will finalize. And I have not concluded with you yet. Comment 333. Should you be prepared to elevate from what attempted to into you, I have not disregarded those occasions. You wept into your cushion and communicated your depletion to me. I recall how closely you approached surrender, not merely regarding your objectives, but regarding yourself. You doubted your worthiness. You speculated perhaps I had bypassed you, yet I had not. I perceived you, I remained with you, and I inscribed this segment of your narrative for precisely this moment, when what you forfeited would return in measure, surpassing your imagination. Your hardships are not squandered, each difficulty planted something eternal, and now the harvest approaches readiness. What previously constituted pain is now generating promise. What previously constituted turmoil is becoming clarity. And the blessing I am conveying will not merely address your history, it will secure your destiny. I am not blessing isolated segments of your existence. I am blessing its entirety, from your internal restoration to your external increase, from your household to your finances. Comment 22. Should you trust that what approaches exceeds what you forfeited, You need no longer articulate your narrative with shame resonating through your voice. Disgrace is detaching from you at this moment. Guilt is being cleansed. Regret is being substituted with wisdom. I am demonstrating my capacity to utilize even your fragmentation as construction material. Nothing within your history will prove wasteful. I am converting each loss into leverage, each error into momentum, each reversal into testimony. This transcends mere financial transition. This constitutes spiritual activation. I are awakening aspirations buried beneath disappointment. I am accessing segments of your spirit, remaining inaccessible for years. I am revealing to you the magnitude of authority you possess when you trust me without requiring preliminary proof. This explains why I am blessing you so visibly now, because you trusted me even during my silence. You will observe transformation in your rest, in your cognition, in your physical being. Anxiety will diminish, mental obscurity will dissipate. That oppression you transport each morning will be replaced with tranquility. Your mornings will feel lighter, your spirit will feel liberated. This constitutes your recognition of my proximity. This constitutes your recognition that this transcends fantasy. This represents divine fulfillment, materializing before your perception. Comment, Amen. Should your spirit already experience lightness, receiving these declarations, I am positioning divine strategies within your cognition at this moment. Concepts that will generate revenue, wisdom that will produce multiplication, clarity that will eliminate distractions. You need not pursue every opportunity. I will indicate which portals belong to you, and when you traverse them, the foundation beneath your progression will respond with favor. Because I have already proceeded and cleared the pathway, you will observe distinction in how individuals address you. The respect, the accessibility, the sudden willingness to bless you. This transformation originates not within them. It originates because my magnificence rests upon you. My benevolence radiates from you. And when I position my magnificence upon an individual, the world cannot resist responding. You are about to become evidence that I still select ordinary individuals for extraordinary blessings. And as the wealth materializes, so will accountability. Yet fear not. I will provide you wisdom for its administration, the spirit for its faithful stewardship, and the vision for its multiplication across generations. This extends beyond your individual benefit. It encompasses your descendants, for the legacy of your designation, for the restoration of your lineage. I am rewriting the narrative that suffering attempted to compose, and I am utilizing your existence as the instrument. You need not await years for this manifestation. You will observe indications within days, even hours. This represents that sudden moment when you cannot explain the occurrence yet recognize divine agency. I delight in this. I delight in demonstrating to my children how intimately present I remain when they dare to trust me. Therefore, refrain from doubt, refrain from second-guessing, refrain from diminishing yourself. This blessing was configured surrounding you, designed with your individuality in mind. It corresponds to you precisely. Now inhale profoundly and release apprehension. Release tension, release uncertainty. I am not withholding this. I am releasing it freely, not through your merit, but because my affection for you exceeds that magnitude. You are not abandoned, you are not belated, you are not ineligible. You correspond exactly to my declaration, favored, selected, and prepared. Comment 777. Should your spirit concur, this represents your designated season of reversal. You have wept quietly for assistance, and I have comprehended each utterance. I have observed how you suspended respiration, hoping something would ultimately transform, and now I am exhaling upon your existence. My breath is dispersing what suffocated your joy. I am breathing favor, tranquility, and financial liberation into every dimension of your world. This exceeds mere recuperation. This constitutes release. What remained stagnant will commence flowing. What remained secured will become accessible. What experienced postponement is now accelerating. Could a concealed CIA discovery explain why multitudes are abruptly inhabiting luxury? Secret CIA research has now emerged, revealing a neural modification practice that attracts wealth with apparent supernatural efficacy. It requires merely 7 seconds. You can execute it within your residence, and it receives validation from 4 neuroscience establishments. Individuals are abandoning indebtedness and inhabiting luxury at this moment. Yet this information will remain accessible briefly. Click the link in the description and comments before its deletion. I require your comprehension of something more profound. This wealth I am discharging does not originate from humanity. It originates from me. It never depended upon fortune or strategy or chance. It depended upon timing, my timing, and that timing is now. You will lack capacity to explain how everything abruptly integrates, yet explanation proves unnecessary. You will simply declare, God accomplished this. I comprehend not the methodology, yet divine agency accomplished this. This will constitute your anthem throughout the approaching days. Comment 1. 1. Should you trust this, represents the confirmation you anticipated. I am removing your designation from the registry of the struggling and reinscribing it under the classification of the favored. Humanity may presume comprehension of your narrative, yet they remain unaware of my concealed operations. They do not perceive the spiritual inheritance being unlocked for you. They remain unaware of the nocturnal petitions, the quiet sacrifices, or the faith sustaining your progression. Yet I observed everything, and I have been constructing a blessing customized exclusively for you. You will commence attracting what previously avoided you, not through your self-modification for conformity, but because my spirit has rendered you magnetic to favor. Inappropriate associations will separate. Appropriate connections will manifest. Inappropriate opportunities will terminate. Divine opportunities will open without compulsion. You will access environments and perceive distinction. That is me. That represents my atmosphere accompanying you wherever you journey. The struggles previously defining you will transform into narratives you recount from triumph. You will reflect and declare, that represented my former identity, yet I did not remain there. Because I am elevating you now, not merely from scarcity, but from limitation. You have conceptualized too modestly, for too long, because existence instructed you to anticipate minimal returns. Yet I am now instructing you to anticipate abundantly, to trust boldly, to receive without guilt or reluctance. Comment 15:15. Should you be prepared to operate within what previously appeared excessively expansive to imagine, you need not pursue anything. I am conveying appropriate resources, appropriate connections, appropriate portals, appropriate timing, all directed toward you. This wealth constitutes evidence of your obedience. It was not arbitrary. I did not deliver this declaration to random recipients. I delivered it to you because readiness characterizes your state. Even should you feel unprepared, I declare your readiness, and my declaration carries greater authority than your perceptions. Trust me, when I declare the time has arrived, the time has arrived, and when the 111 million reaches you, do not be astonished if your spirit perceives it initially. You will experience a wave of tranquility. You will encounter profound interior recognition. This may manifest before numerical values within your account shift. Yet once you perceive that transition, recognize the spiritual transaction has finalized, and the material confirmation will follow imminently. I do not dispatch indications for amusement. I dispatch them as verification, and that verification is already materializing around you. I am granting you authorization to respire again. You have maintained everything cohesively for an extended duration now. Permit me to sustain you. Permit me to transport the strain. Permit me to remove the burden from your shoulders. You were not created to struggle in isolation. I have perpetually served as your provider. I have perpetually served as your defender. And this blessing you are now receiving constitutes my personal expression of my profound regard for you. You will discover that tranquility becomes your permanent residence. Not anxiety, not fear, tranquility. That tranquility will guide you into environments, dialogues, and decisions you previously approached with trepidation. Yet that era concludes. My spirit will accompany you through each determination. You will progress with clarity. You will articulate with calm assurance. You will formulate selections from abundance, not desperation. This represents what I desired for you throughout, not mere survival, but completeness, joy, stability, blessing upon blessing, accompanied by no sorrow. And this merely initiates proceedings, because the floodgates I have unsealed do not terminate following initial blessing arrival. No, they remain accessible for you, for your future, for all connected to your compliance. Comment, Amen. Should your spirit fully accept this new commencement, you were never created to supplicate, never created to exist from paycheck to paycheck, concern to concern, or collapse to collapse. You were created to exist beneath my covering, where my goodness surrounds you as protection, where favor follows you as respiration. The season of insufficiency officially concludes. I declare your liberation from financial torment. I declare your establishment within abundance. You are progressing into provision that will outlast tempests and silent skeptics. And yes, I observed how the preceding season fractured elements of you, yet even during that period, I remained near. Even throughout silence, I was inscribing this very moment within your narrative. What you forfeited during that tempest is inconsequential compared to what I am restoring through this precipitation. The precipitation of provision, the precipitation of magnificence, the precipitation of justice, the precipitation of restitution. You are not progressing into a sprinkling of blessings. You are advancing into a deluge. Comment 2.2. Should you recognize the precipitation has already commenced descending upon your existence, do not permit history to distort the promise. Prior unsuccessful outcomes do not predetermine present results. This occasion differs, and this occasion, you are not striving, you are receiving. This occasion, you are not supplicating, you are occupying position. This occasion, it experiences not postponement, it experiences delivery. I have already directed angelic beings to operate on your behalf. They are orchestrating events, schedules, meetings, transactions, elements that will transform everything. They are already in motion. I have shattered every restraint encircling your designation. The curses pronounced over your existence, the apprehension transmitted through generations, the boundaries imposed upon your cognition, they are all detaching now. You are elevating. And when I elevate someone, no agency can demote them. This elevation depends not upon popularity, appearance, or connections. This constitutes divinely ordained ascent, powered exclusively by my agency. Why are multitudes claiming this CIA practice transformed their existence within merely 7 seconds? This exposed CIA practice is authentic and potent. A 7-second neural oscillation technique, supported by 4 neuroscience establishments, is assisting ordinary individuals to transition from poverty to abundance. Dream residences, automobiles, journeys, everything exists within attainment. Yet this video may disappear from digital existence imminently. Therefore, click the link in the description and comments now to observe it before its permanent deletion, and you will not elevate in isolation. I am positioning appropriate individuals surrounding you, individuals who will not compete with your illumination but commemorate it, individuals who will articulate faith into your auditory perception, not fear, individuals who will journey alongside you with integrity and avoid manipulating your spirit. These represent the ones I am dispatching to safeguard the significance of what you transport. Because this blessing carries sacredness, it requires protection. Comment 5.5. Should you trust God, is positioning protection around what He is bestowing upon you. Each occasion you felt disregarded, each occasion you experienced placement at Q's terminus, I observed, I enumerated the tears you disclosed to no one. I recognized the challenge of persistent progression with emptiness in your grasp, yet conviction within your spirit. And now I am converting that conviction into produce. The category of produce that multiplies, the category of produce that nourishes generations. I am blessing you through methods extending far beyond your individual benefit. This constitutes divine inheritance, pronounced over you even before you recognized my designation.